Hey everybody, this is Brian and Rachel Goulet, who is off screen at the moment. The Goulet Pen Company and inknouveau.com. This is Right Time at 9. This is our first broadcast of 2012. We've been absentee for a little bit here because of the birth of our daughter, who is currently having her dinner right now. So that's why Rachel's off the screen, and we will show you her, our little daughter here in just a second. But while we're here, we thought we'd go ahead and just kind of cover what we've been up to for the last month or so since we stopped doing the broadcast, and also things that we're looking forward to. We got a lot of new products that are going to be coming in over the coming months, and we were getting a lot of emails every day about, you know, timelines and things like that. So we thought kind of in one fell swoop we would just kind of cover the old and the new. So let's see where to start. Well, we not sleeping. That's pretty much dead on. But we get we're getting a little bit of sleep.
She's 4 weeks old now, so getting into a routine. She's sleeping better.
Yeah, I mean we're still only getting chunks of maybe 3 hours at a time at the most. You know, I got these nice bags under my eyes to prove how we're doing. But you know, we're about as sleep deprived as we were before Ellie was born. So I guess there's something to be said for that. But no, it's totally normal, and we knew to expect it this time because we had the same thing with Joseph, and she, you know, Ellie's not quite at the age yet where she can sleep all through the night, but we're hoping that she will get there fairly soon. But anyway, it's not stopping us from going gung-ho and doing broadcasts and whatnot. We kind of missed doing the broadcasts over the last month or so because, you know, we have had some things going on, and it was
it was a little slow right after the holidays, but now it's really starting to pick up again. A lot of new stuff coming in, a lot of
it's not uncommon for just about everybody who's in the retail or wholesale business to kind of shut down after Christmas, just, you know, because we got a lot of stuff to tie up with taxes and inventory and stuff at the end of the year, and also
our
you know,
distributors have inventory, so we can't replenish right away.
Yeah, exactly. When, you know, everybody works so hard during the whole year, and then the holiday season kind of finished off, that it's not uncommon at all for everybody to kind of take off. So kind of the timing ended up kind of working out pretty well as far as the birth of our daughter, and, you know, things kind of winding down for us.
You were able to take home and do some ink reviews from home.
Yeah, I totally was. And I've been posting those. The Rohrer & Klingner, the whole line. I am reviewing all 18 colors. They're all done. I'm just waiting to kind of post them every day. I don't want to bombard you all at once. Plus, you know, doing the actual review itself on paper doesn't take me the significant amount of time. It's really the analyzation and posting the blog and drafting what I want to say and trying to make it interesting as well. The thing I'm finding after posting, you know, I've done, 9 or I'm working on my 10th Rohrer & Klingner review in a row. And it's like, wow, I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over again. But, you know, when you're doing the same brand, you kind of do have to say a lot of the same information over and over again. But I think, you know, I'm going to work on skipping around a little bit more. I've also reviewed the Pilot Iroshizuku line. I actually just finished testing the whole line. So I don't know why I'm getting on this kick of doing whole lines at once. You know, maybe I just feel like I've completed something when I do the whole line. It gives me some motivation to kind of get through it, but maybe I'll kind of skip around. I don't know. What do you guys think about the reviews? Are you kind of digging the reviews, and you know, do you like seeing kind of back to back of a single brand, or would you rather have me kind of skip around more? I'd love to get some feedback on those, just because it's something that I can manage doing given our rather scattered days that we're having now between, you know, our 2 kids and staying up through the night and, you know, going into the office and then, you know, having a lot of other things and errands and stuff to do. You know, it's back-to-back single brand, huh?
A lot of folks saying they like a brand at a time.
Really? Interesting.
Now, I don't know if you'd want De Atramentis or Noodlers in a row, or Diamond.
Well, yeah, some of the brands have
so
like 100 colors.
90+ colors, yeah.
Yeah, De Atramentis would be endless. That would be like half a year going in one brand. But okay, yeah, the reason I kind of chose Rohrer & Klingner, I mean, it was our ink drop theme for this month, and I've always made it a goal, though I've never really achieved it, of reviewing all of our ink drop colors on the blog as we release them. And I've never really been able to kind of get my own act together to make that happen. So I was like, this month, I was like, you know what, gosh darn, I'm going to do it. And of course, I chose the month that we had 18 different colors assorted through the ink drop. So I kind of didn't do myself a favor on that one. But, you know, I thought about, you know, the fact
Folks
that...
have some good ideas in here. Like if you're doing Noodlers, do like the eel series. Or De Atramentis, pick like one of the scented lines. And someone else made a good point in here when you do the scents to actually review the scent, talk about what it smells like. Because that's something you can't convey online.
That's true. That's true.
Which, of course, is why we sell samples, but still.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So you guys are kind of digging the whole line in a row.
I think
that is one advantage.
I think as long as it's a smaller chunk. I don't think like 90 in a row would be ideal.
Yeah.
But maybe, you know, under 20.
Okay. Or maybe I could keep it, you know, if I took on something like, you know.
do a month. Whatever fits in a month.
Yeah, I could do that. Break it up into sizable chunks. Or maybe do like, if it's something like diamond, do like 10 at a time. Or 20 at a time or something like that. 20 is still a lot though. But... I don't know. Okay, well, I'll take that into consideration, everybody. I appreciate your feedback on that. You know, I am trying to make a better effort to do more reviews. The only reason that I'm able to keep up with it is because I'm not doing a video with every review. I used to do a video, with every ink review, but I just don't have the time. It takes probably, you know, an additional 4 hours to shoot and edit and review the video by video. It doesn't seem like it would take that long, but it does. So it's really hard for me to do a video with every ink. And so what I'm probably going to end up doing, especially if I break it up into sizable chunks like this, you know, like Rohrer and Klingner and you know, Iroshizuku, and, you know, a lot of the brands are smaller, like, you know, Schaefer and Caran d'Ache, and, you know, some of the ones are only like 8 or 10 to a line. Those ones I can do the whole brand at once. Then what I can do is probably just do a video and kind of cover the whole brand in one video. You know, so that's kind of what I was planning on doing with Rohrer and Klingner. I did kind of an intro wrapped up with January ink drop thing. It was really a January ink drop video. But I think what I'll do is when I finish up Rohrer and Klingner, I'll kind of do an overview video and just go through every single ink color and what I thought of it all in a row. Maybe I'll do that. That's a little more manageable to me than shooting 18 different videos and posting them.
There you go. I like the summary idea.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay, I think that's going to be manageable for me ongoing. That's the name of the game for me, is I have to not overcommit, because, you know, this time right now we got so much going on that if I overcommit to something, it's just never going to get done. We got a lot of projects we're working on at once. We got a lot of irons in the fire. So I've got to kind of choose my battles on a day-to-day basis. But, you know, these reviews are sizable enough to be of good quality content and be of use to a lot of you, I think. But it's still manageable enough for me to be able to keep up with them every day. And actually now I'm at the point where I have a backlog of, you know, well, Iroshizuku is 17 different colors, and I've only done half of the Rohrer and Klingner, so that's about 25 reviews that I've actually done that I need to post.
By the time you actually get to post Iroshizuku, maybe the 4 new colors will be out. And you can add it to the end of the collection.
Well, that's not going to be until like March, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to be done with Rohrer and Klingner in just like a week and a half.
Yeah, then February begins.
Yeah, February's not March.
No, I know, but I'm saying...
Oh, by the time I'm done with Iroshizuku...
and you scatter them throughout
February... That's true. Or I could go ahead and start something else right now. I could save Iroshizuku, and I could do something else like Caran d'Ache or something smaller.
Yeah, that's a good segue into talking about new stuff. 4 new colors. Yes, I alluded to that. There are 4 new Iroshizuku colors. They are available currently in Japan, and you know, some retailers have been able to snag them.
Can I turn it to you now, or are you done feeding? Or
yeah, I guess I'm alright.
Sorry, it's just kind of weird that you're talking and not there. Ta-da!
Yay!
Hey everybody.
I'm like lean back weird, so I look really.
All right, I will lean back with you. There we go. This is our microphone here, by the way.
Ellie's burped here. 4 new Iroshizuku colors will be here in March. There are some reviews out there on FPN already because they are available overseas, but they haven't been available in the U.S. Until March. So we're very much looking forward to getting them.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yep, so this is our little baby girl. Yeah, look at her hair. I know, right? She came out with just a ton of hair. There you go, her first debut. nice and full. It's kind of flopping around a little bit.
No, not a wig. It's long in the back.
No, it's real. She's got kind of a mullet thing going on a little bit. Just a little bit. But yeah, it's pretty wild. She came out with pretty much that much hair. It's crazy.
She's a pretty content baby all the time, pretty much. Only cries when she's hungry or...
We were worried that Joseph was such a well-behaved baby. We were worried that, Ellie would make up for that fact and be a total nightmare. But she's actually been just as good, if not maybe a little bit better than Joseph was as a baby.
Well, we also know what we're doing a little bit more, too.
I think that's true. We're not quite freaking out as bad as we were because I'm not going to say we've got it all down, but we know more what we're in for than we did with Joseph.
Absolutely. All right.
But anyway, okay, so
all the new stuff.
We got a bunch of new stuff. I know I spoke to Brian Gray earlier today, and he mentioned that he was in the chat. Would be around. So one of the more exciting things that we have actually available now that is new, that just launched today, is the new Edison Herald in the production line. Now, the Edison Herald was previously a pen that was a custom pen only. And
the signature line.
Right, in the signature line. And he has since it's been a popular pen, and he's since decided to adapt it to the production line.
Mm-hmm.
So
there are some slight changes to the pen.
He did make some slight tweaks to it.
Which, if you go to his blog, go to his most recent video on his website, you'll be able to see all the details there.
Yeah. He's got a lot of details. Basically, the tweaks that he did is he tweaked the grip section a little bit. Instead of being perfectly concave, it's now flared a little bit. And he also gave a little bit more of a taper on the body so that the cap fits more securely.
Posts a little better.
Posts a little more securely.
And the colors are beautiful. We haven't got them in
he
person yet.
He chose some really cool colors. I think he was kind of going off the lead of the success of the cappuccino swirl and chose some more interesting colors. I mean, I'm sure he knows what he's doing with his materials, but he chose some really cool stuff. So I'm excited to see them. We haven't even gotten ours in yet. That's how new it is. We're still waiting for them, so we haven't taken our own pictures or anything yet, and we don't have them to show you right now.
Ours all shipped directly from Brian Gray, in case there's any confusion. Other retailers sell them, they stock them and sell them and ship out. Ours ship directly from Brian Gray, which, as a bonus, he will tweak the nib if you want it, or if you want a custom grind, you can pay for that, and it'll ship directly from him like that. So
yeah, which, Brian, if you want to jump on, if you want to give us a call, we're more than happy to have you on for a few minutes. We kind of wanted to. We got
a lot to cover.
We do have a lot to cover, but a lot of it is just announcing dates and stuff like that.
If you want, we can swing back.
I don't want
at the end.
I don't want the release of his pen to be overshadowed by the fact that
that's true.
We haven't been here for a month and whatnot. So I want to devote, as much time to that. Okay, he's getting the gallery up now so that you guys can see that, and we'll probably link to it. I'm not going to say we definitely will, but I will try to remember to link to it in the post that we do tomorrow. There you go. He put the link into the chat. So anybody who's here in the chat now can see pictures of the Herald. It's a nice looking pen. It's a very attractive pen. Very rounded. It's not identical to the Premier, but it's more similar to the Premier than some of the other pens.
And there's actually a post on FPN about the differences between the Premier and the Herald, and some pictures so you can see the direct comparison.
Yeah.
Brian Gray did a good job illustrating on the bullet points of the differences. So we'll post a link to that as well.
Yeah.
For those who are curious.
Yeah.
Or who have a Premier and want to see how the Herald compares to it, or vice versa.
And it's the same kind of deal with this pen as it is for all the other ones. It's available through us and several other retailers at $150, $275 if you want an 18 karat nib, and you can get it in extra fine, medium, or broad. So it's got some options there for you, and extra nibs are available too. The nibs you just unscrew right out of the pen and you can swap them. That's one of the really cool things about the Edison pens. And they are eyedropper convertible too. They come with fine pitch threads. You throw a little bit of silicone grease on there, and you can fill the whole body of the pen with ink.
Our heat just went off. That's probably why the audio got better. You don't have all the background noise.
Okay. Well, we'll keep that in mind. Sorry, buddy. We're kind of filming out of our house here, so we're at the mercy of of our heating system. So, Okay, so Brian, if you're free, just feel free to call us anytime, and
The nibs
we'll take you
are,
on.
they're German nibs, so they're based on German sizes. And actually, we have writing samples up on our website. If you go to the Nib Nook, you'll see all our writing samples of all our pens there, so you can compare them all.
Yep. Yeah, we got all the Edisons on there. You can compare them to. They're pretty comparable to Lamy. The Edison Fine is a little finer than Lamy. The extra fine's a little finer, but the medium is about the same, and the broad's about the same. In the steel nib, anyway.
Yeah.
The Edison gold nibs are much wetter.
Definitely.
They're definitely broader.
Just like Lamy. Lamy gold nibs tend to be broader.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So anyway.
Do you have the phone handy?
Is it over there?
Yeah, I don't know if I can reach it.
Okay, well, if you call, we'll jump up and go get it. But anyway, so we got some other stuff to cover. What have we got going on?
We have a lot.
We have a lot. Okay, well, let's just start plowing through.
Okay.
And you guys, if you have any questions in the chat, just shoot it off and we'll answer your questions.
I was going to say, speaking of Edisons, there are 2 more models, maybe 3. I'm not sure. We'll have to be clarified. But we are actively working on the next Edison Nouveau. It's been in the process for several months. And I think we're a couple weeks away from being able to launch that. Of course, it's all dependent on Brian and finishing up the design. And we have to finalize the materials. But it's coming along nicely. We're very excited about it. Yeah,
we got some real exciting materials that we're testing out right now. We're really excited about the design because it's just really coming together well. We're not going to give any hints away as to what it is going to be yet. It is going to be a smaller version pen, though. So for those of you that like a smaller pen, that's something you can get excited about. Hey there. Oh, there he is. Hang on.
Got our face open.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Good.
All right, let's see if we can.
That. I think I had the wrong number copied down. I couldn't remember which one, because your business number was your home, and then your home became your business, and back and forth, and so sorry, it took me a little bit.
Yeah, that's all right. Can you guys hear him okay in the chat? Is this all right? I want to make sure.
There. Sorry, testing 1 2. This is Brian with Edison Pen. How's everybody doing?
It's all good. Okay.
Good. I don't know if there's a lot to cover, but if anybody has any questions, let me know.
Well, you got it's not just the Herald, but you got several other pens that you got going on too.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to elaborate,
I've got something in progress now that I'm hoping. The Philly Pen Show has taken up a lot of my time in the last couple weeks, and but I do have a new prototype that will be just for the Goulets. And I'll give away a little bit, although we don't know anything about materials yet.
Right.
This will be a smaller flat top with a little bit of hardware. We're going to work on a center band. I've already got the center band kind of engineered, and it'll be something different. I usually don't do a lot with extra hardware or center bands. And then I won't get too elaborate, but there'll be a neat little feature in the I won't get into it. Just a center band and then something else. It's going to be super cool. We're going to let it go for now.
It's very cool.
Yeah,
very
we're
cool.
excited about it. It's we like to push the envelope, and this is going to be another first. I believe. I don't think have you ever done our little secret thing that we're working on any of your pens?
No, I have not. And oh gosh, he got it. It's a flamethrower. How did he know?
Oh, darn it. Yeah, that's what it is.
That's going to be great for custom shipping internationally.
Yeah,
Kidding.
flamethrower.
Not a flamethrower.
Yeah, so for now, just know that it's a smaller flat top with a center band and something else that is super, super cool that I've never done before. And I'm really looking forward to it. Actually, it's taken a lot of restraint to not continue working on the prototype and get our stuff in order for the Philly Pen Show, because I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
We're
excited too.
Here.
Ellie's got the hiccups. She's excited about the pen too. Yeah. So, what about any of the other pens that you're working on? You've mentioned that you were.
There's another smaller production model you're working on, correct?
Yeah. There's another small. That one is actually farther off in the distance than this. I'll give you guys kind of a rundown of what is probably happening in the near future. The very next pen will be the Edison Nouveau that we have not named, and I'm only about maybe halfway or three-quarters done. After that, there will be another flat top that the entire retailers will get on a production basis. I am working on a piston filler, and this will not be, well, how should I state? it'll be a little bit more expensive. The piston filler actually has like a very nice all brass and all glass mechanism that is just phenomenal. I'm hoping to have that together within like 2 or 3 months. I've got some leads on these big number 8 gold nibs, and I'm thinking about a huge pen, like even maybe about the size of the Grandes, but with a really, really large nib. So that's kind of the near future for Edison. Obviously I can't give a definite timeline, but we'll see what happens.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm paying attention to you, I swear.
No, I got
But
you.
Ellie's looking right at me and looking right up at Rachel.
I'm having difficulty focusing on my own thoughts because I'm watching Ellie as well.
He's got the hiccups on top of it all.
We were wondering, did you name her after the limited edition premiere?
No. See, now someone else asked us that. I never thought about L.E. limited edition Ellie.
Ellie. She's quite the limited edition, right?
She's our limited edition, yes.
Yeah.
Only one of a kind. Not for sale.
Yep. Oh, baby girl.
Yeah, so anyways, if there's anything that anybody wants me to answer, let me know. Otherwise, I certainly don't need to dominate your guys' time tonight. I appreciate you letting me get on for a little bit.
Oh, sure.
It certainly doesn't need to be a big Edison focus tonight. So if anybody has any questions, let me know. I'll probably stick around for the chat, at least hang around.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And if anyone's going to the Philly show, make sure you see Brian's booth.
Yeah, definitely.
We will be there with the Philly show. And I guess I forgot to mention, I totally forgot, there is another brand new model that even newer than the one I'm working on for the Goulets right now, and that will be in Philadelphia, and I'm launching it next week. How could I forget that?
That's what I was thinking about.
I'll tell you guys something that no one else knows. It's a new overlay pen, and it's awfully ornate and awfully cool.
And
awesome.
that's in your signature line, correct?
Signature line, correct. It'll be custom.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yep. So if you come to the Philly show, you'll see that. You'll also be able to see the new Heralds, and we'll have well over 200 pens at that show, which is, lately we've been able to crank out a lot as show inventory. So if you can't make it to the pen show, then of course, as soon as we get back, we'll update the galleries with all the pens that we didn't sell at the show, and I'm sure there'll still be plenty there. So like right now, there's probably, I would say, probably 50 or 60 pens that people have not seen in the current inventory galleries that we'll photograph as soon as we get home, and then they'll be available in those galleries. Will we be at any other shows besides Philly? Yes. LA is right around the corner, which of course keeps us very busy as well. Philly and LA are so close to each other, it's almost sometimes a pain because these shows take a lot out of us. So LA is in February, and I think Chicago is after that in April. And then, the typical from then on out, I think DC is after that, and we go from there.
Well, we'll try to make it to DC. I think that's about all we're going to be able to handle.
I think DC will be doable, but yeah, LA is a little bit out of our reach right now.
A little bit.
We get asked that a lot if we go to any shows, and
having babies is not conducive to travel.
Yeah, definitely. We're able to do DC because Rachel's parents live very close to the DC venue. So babysitting is pretty key.
And Brian, your products are a little lighter and easier to transport than ours.
Yeah.
So you have that advantage.
We're having a similar situation here because we actually won't be at the Philly Pen Show until probably like 3 or 4 o'clock on Friday, so we won't set up until Saturday, and that's because of babysitter issues. So we can't. We have a 6-year-old, but we can't really bring him to pen shows with us quite yet.
Yeah, it's probably a little boring for a 6-year-old.
And a heck of a long drive, too, so it'd be tough to drag him along.
How far is it for you to get to Philly?
Probably about 7 hours, I'm guessing. 7.5 is what it usually is.
Yeah, that's a bit of a haul.
Yeah, for a 6-year-old, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, any shows in Texas, there is a Dallas show, but I generally can't make it. You have to understand that the expenses of a flight to get down to Texas for that, maybe I'll do it one of these years, but my understanding is that the Dallas show really isn't that real huge. So I'll probably try it one year and see if it's, a good investment for me to make as far as time and money goes. The Atlanta show, that's another one that I need to get to, but I can't. It's also one of those that too far to drive and a little bit of an expensive flight.
Yeah.
But those are both that will be on my agenda one of these years. I just got to get it done and get the flight made well in advance.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks for calling in here, Brian. We'll
thank you for having me on.
Hey, sure. We're gonna keep on trucking with other things, but
Yep.
you
I
take
will
it
be on
easy.
the chat if anybody has any questions, or of course you can always email me direct. All right.
Awesome.
So check out the Herald.
Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, cool. Thanks, Brian.
Hey, have a good night, baby Ellie.
Yeah, she's wide awake here. Checking out the
See you guys
computer.
later.
All right, bye, Brian.
Bye-bye.
Hopefully that means she'll sleep well tonight. She's
Yeah,
awake now.
Definitely. Yeah.
All right. So that covers all the Edisons.
Yeah, that was cool, Brian, to stop in here. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about as far as new products and timelines and whatnot.
I'll try to talk in order of what's coming.
Yeah, if you pull up our blog, the today's blog post of the right time topics, we're kind of just going to go bam, 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 straight down through.
No, I was going to go in order of which are actually coming.
Oh, okay.
Or we can
Never
go
mind.
through the blog.
We were at different
wavelengths.
wavelengths
Yeah, the custom A23 is the first thing that's coming. And that's coming this week probably. If not this week, it'll be here early next. But we decided, why not? We're going to carry the custom A23 regularly.
It's not a new product. I mean, it's been out, but we have the custom 74 right now. And the custom 74 is one of, if not probably, I'm not going to say it is my favorite pen, but it is the one that I use the most. I'm just kind of a fan of it, the way that it writes. So we thought, what the heck, the custom 823 is along the same vein. It's got a pretty cool filling mechanism. So
it comes with a bottle of ink too, apparently. Yeah.
So we're going to, we're going to carry that.
We had enough requests for it. We decided to carry it regularly.
Yeah, it was a little out of our reach before because it's a more expensive pen, but we've had pretty decent success with things like vanishing points and custom 74s and stuff that we're gonna. We decided that it's a good pen.
New levels,
it's a good. We're not going to just start carrying stuff because it's expensive, but if it's a good pen and it's worth the price, then we're going to get into it. So we're going to give the 823 a shot.
So that'll be here, like I said, probably this week.
Mm-hmm.
Along those lines, we've discovered a custom 74 in orange is coming out in March.
Yes.
So that's along the same timelines as the new Iroshizuka colors. And also, we did not mention this on here, but we discovered that with the vanishing points, the ones with rhodium trim, it used to be everything came with a gold nib, except for the black matte or any of the limited editions had a rhodium plated nib. Now, anything that has the rhodium, the chrome, the silver trim is now coming with the rhodium plated nib. So that's brand new. And now you can buy the rhodium nibs separately. So that is also new. So those are already available on our site. We actually allow you to choose what nib you want. So if you want a gold nib with your silver trim or a rhodium nib with your gold trim, you can do that.
Yeah.
And you can buy whatever nib separately. So like if you bought a black matte with a rhodium trim and you wanted a different size nib, previously you couldn't buy it separately. Now you can. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's still hiccuping here.
Just looking at mommy hiccuping.
No, she just makes me lose my train of thought. So now you can buy the nib separately, and you have the option for rhodium now.
We have a couple of questions. Monkey with Ink is asking about, is the nib softish? I'm assuming you're talking about the 823.
I believe so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's very similar to the custom 70. The custom 74 nib is a little bit soft. It's not flexible. I won't say that.
Semi-flex.
It's soft. It's got some spring to it while you write. So kind of like a shock absorber.
Not as much as like the Falcon. Bless you.
No, not the Falcon. The Namiki Falcon soft nibs are, I would call them flexible. But they give some significant line variation.
The custom 74 is just a little bit of spring to it when you write with it. So I imagine the same is true for the 823, but we haven't tried it yet. Yeah. It is hefty. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, we've read some good reviews on it, and I haven't gotten one for myself yet. But as soon as we get them in, I'm going to be testing them, and I'll put them up on the Nib Nook too, so that you can see how they write compared to other pens. I can give you a little more educated feedback on that. Let's see here.
Okay, so that's the 823. That should be it for Pilot. So let's talk TWSBI. You guys are always asking about TWSBI. Yeah. So it was finally announced what the colors of the new 540 are going to be. So there's, we already knew about the smoke. There's going to be a blue and an orange. They are in transit to the U.S. They're expected to be here at the end of the month. Maybe early February. So those are the colored 540s, and actually need to adjust the price on our website. They're going to be $55, the same as the ROC 100s. Mm-hmm. Quantities will be limited in the first batch. We're only getting like 10 of each nib size of each color, something like that. But a couple weeks later, another shipment's supposed to arrive, and those should be plentiful quantities. So if worst case we sell out of your favorite color nib size in the first batch, we'll have more coming several weeks after. And in that second batch, the clear 540s will be back in stock. So that's cool. And apparently they're all transitioning to Bach nibs. So hopefully we'll see those as well. The VAC 700 is supposed to be here at the end of February. That's what they tell us. That's the current plan. It is subject to change.
It keeps getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. I think originally we were told, when was it, September or October last year?
Then it was, before
and then it was beginning of
holidays.
November, and then it was end of November, and then it was hopefully by Christmas, and then it was maybe January, and now it's end of February.
So it'll be end of February. I do not know the price yet. My guess is going to be in the $80 to $100 price range, based on what I've heard. I don't know the colors yet or anything like that. That's all we know for sure.
Oh, baby girl.
The
Number cloth, just in case. Oh my! It's got a little bit of cough. Oh no.
Yeah, that's I'm guessing 80, but then you have to add in the shipping and the customs and thing into the U.S. I wouldn't be surprised if it were a little more expensive than 80, but my guess would be $80 to $100 for the VAC 700. Italic nibs, there is no ETA. It keeps getting pushed out, and there's just no timeline at this point. They're just not ready for production. The micarta, I had heard February, but I think it might get pushed out a little later too.
Yeah. The best thing to do with the TWSBIs is to, keep a look on our site, because we do keep the most accurate information that we have.
And the information I have
posted
is direct from TWSBI. I look at their Facebook page, but I talk with Philip and Speedy and all them, because they're the ones that actually give us the pen. So I trust their timelines more than any rumors or anything that you've heard or. There are some estimations that get posted on Facebook, but then things change. So what we have is the latest information. So just know that. What else? Oh, someone mentioned the 850. I would expect it to probably be towards the end of the year. It's not anywhere close to production ready. So look for that later in the year. So that's TWSBI. Will be noted on our site when the replacement nibs are Bach. Once we get them in and we can confirm they're Bach, we will update that.
As it is right now,
it's just broad.
The broads are all Bach, but nothing else that we've seen come in. It's really frustrating because we never get enough, and we pretty much sell them out the day or maybe the next day after we get them in. So the best thing to do if you really want these TWSBIs is to sign up for our email notification list. Yep. And then we'll send you an email as soon as we put them in stock. And then that's when you can go for it. And we always try to put the date of when we know they're coming on the website ahead of time.
Once I get like a shipment confirmation, I know when they're supposed to arrive, and we can post that. Yeah. So
I wish we could have it more available, but our hands are just tied, to how many that they are able to give us. So that's just how it goes sometimes. It's I would love to have them in stock regularly, but
Someone's asking, do we know if the smaller Bach nibs are also springy like the broads? I don't know yet.
We haven't seen any of them yet, so we don't know.
They haven't been released, so.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, Noodlers. We are restocking some of the AHABs that are out of stock, so like the Medieval Lapis, the Lapis Inferno, Ivory Darkness, some of those. Those will be coming in on Friday. Clear are still out of stock, and I don't have an ETA. Probably will be here in maybe next month sometime. I don't know for sure. And then pink, there's two pink colors and the solid black. Those will be here in about 2 or 3 weeks. They're in transit right now to Nathan. So there's two pinks. One's like a pink with black stripy things, and one is pink with black and white stripies. And then there's the solid black. Yeah. So that's exciting. And then following that will be the Conrad Flex. So the Conrad is the same body as the large rollerball pens that we have, as well as the brush pens. But it'll have flex nib. Materials are going to be really cool. There's going to be some transparent some tinted demonstrators, probably some swirls. I know there's like a tortoise looking thing. I've heard about some ebonite. So, we'll see when we get here. We don't really know yet. A lot of it's speculation. I've seen a couple prototype pictures, but so that's supposed to be It's supposed to be the best pen yet. We talked to our distributor, and he's had some advanced samples of it. He loves it even better than the Ahab. A lot easier to adjust, and maybe better writing out of the box. So we're very optimistic. It's going to be a good pen.
Nathan's making improvements, and his quality control is getting better. So he's working on it. Any purples in the Ahab?
Just the tinted demonstrator. That's all we know of so far. That's the King Philip purple. It's pretty dark. It's you can still see through it, but it's pretty solid looking.
You can see that there is ink in the pen. You can't necessarily see like the color of the ink, but it's there.
Yeah, King Philip purple.
Yeah.
What's the deal with the Platinum Dragon Maquille? Well, okay, so
what happened
Platinum
was
carries a lot of higher end pens, and when we first started carrying Platinum, all we had was the Preppies and the Plaisirs, and we knew and we had like some Noodler's pens, so we knew our crowd. We knew we had cheaper pens, but it's something we always thought we'd get into. So the distributor's like, well, here's a couple pens, just put them on your site, see if you can sell them, see how you do.
Well, really, with this Dragon Maquille one,
that's a brand new one.
It's a brand new limited edition, and there's only very few of them that are in the U.S.
I think like 50 in the U.S. total.
Yeah, so it's kind of I'm not gonna say it's kind of an exclusive pen, but it really kind of is. So our distributor was like,
to us. He's like, well, I'll just list it and I'll have some for you. See what you can do.
Yeah,
with
he
it.
kind of like let us offer them for sale almost, because not everybody gets the opportunity to sell these really nice limited edition pens. So it's pretty cool looking.
Now we have one on the way to us right now for a customer. So we'll take our own pictures because I have a couple stock photos up, but I feel like you can't really get a feel for the Maquille and how nice it is. And
with pens that expensive, almost nobody actually stocks those. Maybe some retail stores in high-end cities and stuff will keep those on their shelves, but we are taking them kind of on a special order basis. So that's the deal with that one on our site. So if you are interested in that pen, let us know.
We have a couple celluloid pens as well that are kind of the same deal. There's one that's like an octagon cut that's really cool. Yeah, it does look very understated, but it looks really classy and elegant too. Like I said, once we see it in person,
I'm very eager to take my own pictures
and I think we'll be able to capture more than necessarily the stock photos did.
Yeah, I'm worried.
But either way, Maquille, I mean, you got to appreciate the hand apply. You know what I'm trying to say.
I'm worried that Drew may stick that in his pen case and say that we never got it.
No, we have a customer who's waiting for that. So
I'm kidding, Drew, of course.
Drew, our shipping manager, is here in the chat. So that's Noodler's, and we just mentioned that Platinum.
What else we got here?
We talked about Swiss, we talked about Edison, we talked about Pilot. Oh, today we just finally restocked on our Kung Chang, our Noodler's UK and Russian inks. So we've been out of those for a while, so we finally have those back in. And we're looking at some more exclusive colors. We're talking to Nathan about some. So once we place our next order with him, then we'll look at those. So we'll announce those once it's a little closer. But if there are things out there, that we don't sell that you might want, let us know, and we'll see what we can do. Let's see. I'm getting distracted by the chat here. My mom.
Your mom's talking to Drew.
Yeah, that's my mom.
Your mom's being all creepy again, talking to Drew.
Kaweco nib units. Okay. We were talking to our distributor and discovered that we can special order the front section of the Ice Sport and the Classic Sport. So that way, for half the cost of a new pen, you can get an interchangeable nib unit. So from extra fine to double broad, you can get an interchangeable nib unit. So we'll be having those probably early February. So, you have a sport, you like it, or, something happens to your nib, you want a replacement, for $12, $14, you can get a whole new front section.
Yeah, if you want different, it's basically the lowest cost way that we can offer different nib sizes separately from the pens. Without having to buy a whole new pen, you can get just a different nib if you want to kind of swap it out.
And if you want to Franken pen your pen, you can, mix and match colors.
Yeah, you can do that too.
And we'll have the italic nib units as well.
Yep.
So excited about that. And we'll be restocking the Kaweco that we're out of stock on right now. So I think we're out of the clear Classic Sports and some of the cartridges. So we'll have those pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
I also have new De Atramentis colors on the way. I have the wine series, the whiskey series, the magic series, which I've heard interesting things about. I think people are just curious what a unicorn smells like. So, we'll be carrying those, as well as restocking everything we currently have, except the Christmas colors, because they are seasonal and it takes us several weeks, if not months, to get our inks in. And, I figured it wasn't worth reordering. So the Christmas ones are in clearance. So if you have your eye on one, pick it up. Once they're gone, and we'll wait till next year's Christmas colors. So, yeah, we'll be restocking. So stay tuned in the next couple weeks for those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Drunken Wizards. And
more swabs. More swabs to do.
More swabs, more interesting scents. Yep. Everyone's all about the unicorning. I don't really understand it.
I don't know.
Magic
we'll see.
unicorning.
I hope it lives
with
up.
Unicorn scent.
I hope it lives up to the hype here. Everybody's been talking about it.
So that's a whole magic school series or whatever that is. A lot of people are asking for it, so I just, why not? I just went for it. And like I said, the wine and the whiskey, which apparently are made from actual wine and whiskey. So that'll be interesting.
Those are interesting ones too. Yeah.
And I don't really drink either of those, so I don't really have any expertise. But if you have a wine of choice, that could be interesting. Going down the list, new Exclair products. I don't have any formal announcements yet. We, as retailers, the catalog is supposed to be revealed to us. They said this week, so it should be soon. So we'll get kind of a sneak peek at what's coming. But I know, based on what I've seen on Rodeo Drive and Facebook, that dot pads are going into the number 18 size. So we'll definitely be stocking those. And orange covers for the dot pads will be available for the 12, 16, 18, and 19 sizes. That's all I have confirmed. They had hinted that the dot format would be expanding into other notebooks, like maybe a wire bound or something like that. And the Rodeo Unlimited is going to be available in both graph and lined.
Which is funny because we
accidentally got lined initially.
Right, yeah. They currently only have the graph version, but in our first shipment, we had actually received lined, and what happened was Exclair had gotten a missed shipment of lined ones instead of the graph ones that they had ordered. So we got the lined ones, and people started getting them and started, liking them. And then they switched to what they were actually supposed to be, which was graph, and then everybody's kind of disappointed. So I'm glad they're bringing in the line.
I know. I can't believe it's taken this long for number 18 dot pads. I think we at the Goulet Pen Company may switch to offer only the 18 and maybe not the 19.
Yeah.
The 19 are, well, to be honest, they're a pain to ship. They don't fit well into
they're just
standard boxes.
They're just a little too long to fit comfortably in our boxes.
But the 18 is by far so much more popular. So we may offer both. We may just switch to the 18. But yeah, I can't believe it's taken this long either. That should have been a no-brainer. But that's our opinion.
You
never know.
When stuff's coming from France, it's harder because the number 19 is more the standard over there. But the 18 is more of an American size.
Well, when you take the number 19 and you take the, it's perforated, so you take the page out, it
gives you a full-size page.
Yeah. The 18 is, it's 8 1/4 by 11 3/4. But then
3/4 of an inch short. It's the margin height of the notebook shorter.
Right. The whole notebook for the number 18 is 8 1/4 by 11 3/4. So when you tear the page out, it's 8 1/4 by 11. Now the number 19 is 8 1/4 by 12 1/2. So then when you tear it out, it's 8 1/4 by 11 3/4. Mm-hmm. Someone's asking A4. That is A4. Number 18 is A4. Mm-hmm. Well, the whole notebook, when you tear it out, it's no longer A4.
The sheet
but the 19,
side,
when you tear it out, becomes an A4.
That's it.
Anyway.
The torn out, removed sheet size of the 19 is A4. I think that's why they do it both ways.
Number 16 is an A5. So 2 number 16s is like number
But the
18.
problem is the 19 won't fit in most American standard portfolios and stuff that you would normally use them in. So that's why it's a little frustrating. So we're very excited. I'm sure once the 18 arrives, very few people will want 19s
We'll never
anymore.
look back.
And, we used to offer the full line of 19s as well as 18s on our site, and the 19s sold they
didn't really sell.
A tenth as much as the 18s did.
And again, for us, they're paying a pack, so we lost money on shipping, So it just, But we're happy, again, we've always offered, we're happy to special order anything for you. I think we have to order like 5 at a time of any given cover color and paper. So if you really want like the number 19, the yellow lined pads, you know, we can definitely do that for you. It's not a problem. It's just not something we stock regularly at this time.
Yeah.
Let's see.
What do you use the Rodeo Lacquer pad for? I really don't use it, so it's hard to say.
So what do you all? They're asking.
Yeah, it's just a square. It's a square pad, so you can use it sideways. You know, if you'd rather have, instead of having a top bound, if you'd rather have kind of a side bound, that, you know, you can have kind of a side staple bound version. So that's what it is. That's all it is. It's really nothing, you know.
I guess if you want a square pad for if you're graphing something out, but I don't know.
That's better square. I don't know. I'll leave that up to everybody else. Yeah, Ellie is falling asleep.
Yay.
She looks very cute.
New Lamy Safari limited edition color.
Yeah.
I mentioned this because I've seen people talking about on FPN about what they think the color might be. There is no official word yet from Lamy USA. It's usually announced in March. And then once it's announced, it's usually April or May when it arrives. I think the Aquamarine arrived like May 1st this last year. So when we know, we'll let you know. That's the news. And so stay tuned.
Now, we're still getting the Aquamarine, right?
Yeah, it's
still available now.
But it's the sort of thing we never know when they're going to stop producing it.
Yeah.
And then once it's gone, it's gone.
They don't give us, they usually don't give us any notice when stuff is canceled like that. Like
we just go to reorder, and then they're like, sorry, this is no longer available.
That happened with the Violet Studio. That happened with the blue when they changed to the Imperial blue, the old blue. And it was we went to order and they were like, yeah, we're okay, it's not available anymore.
The Pink Safari, same thing with that. We were back ordered for a while, and then and so we're like, okay, we'll just wait till they restock, and then it was like, sorry, these aren't coming in. I'm like, okay. Yeah,
so you know, I'm not gonna say you should get one now, but you should if you
have your eye on the
Aquamarine, go ahead and move it up on your list because. You know, once it starts to get discontinued, that's it. And we're not gonna stock up real huge right now on them just in the anticipation of them getting canceled. But I mean, maybe we could up the quantities a little bit.
We have decent quantities.
We'll see. That's true.
We'll see.
Yeah.
And finally, new Diamine ink colors. These are coming out the first week of March as well. I don't have the list in front of me. I want to say it's Apple Glory, Aqua Lagoon, Eau de Nil, Matador, and Sunset, maybe? I don't know. I'll have to look it up on FPN. I can't remember. But there are 5 new Diamine colors coming out first of...
No, didn't Sunset just come out?
Oh, yeah, we have Sunset.
Yeah.
I can't remember. All I know is Sargasso Sea is in the June one, not in March. Because everyone keeps asking about Sargasso Sea.
Yeah.
That's coming in June. I know it's Apple Glory, Aqua Lagoon, Eau de Nil, I think Matador, and something else. I can't remember. If anyone happens to be on FPN and pulls it up, they can post it here. But we'll announce this closer till. Yeah, that's exactly what happened with the Coffee All-Star. That was a limited production.
That was another one.
And then it was done.
That was one we had like 3 on hand, and we went to order more, and it was like, nope, they're gone. And it was like, okay. So we gave an announcement. We were like, well, if anybody wants them, we have a couple left, and they were gone like that day.
And with the limited editions, we usually take them off our site once they sell out, because then people, want to sign up for a wait list, or they get, they see something and they want to buy it, and unfortunately we don't have it available. So I'd rather not tease you, so we just take it down when it's gone.
And Sean goes, same with the Red All-Star. Yes, the Red All-Star is limited, but that one
came out this year.
That didn't come out too long ago, so I wouldn't suspect it'll be gone right away. It's probably going to be around. It's probably going to be around for a little while, but we never really know.
That one, I think the Safaris come out in the spring and the All-Stars come out in the fall. I think that's the schedule.
Yeah. I like that red All-Star. I'm a big fan. That's
the coffee is nice.
If you looked at my Roger and Klingner reviews, that's what I've been using to do all these reviews is that red All-Star. For no particular reason. I just like it.
My goodness.
The pink VP went fast the other day. Yeah, we only had 1 left.
Well, I posted. I said, "Hey, and I guess anyone who's ready to pull the trigger finally went for it."
Yeah, I'm wondering how long the black matte VP is going to be around, because that's limited too.
I don't think it is, actually. I think initially when it came out, it was announced that it was limited edition, but I don't think it is.
Really?
Yeah, the pink limited edition Vanishing Point is done too, at least for us. I think they're done, period, because when they first came out, they only had a limited quantity. We actually weren't even supposed to get any at all, because they allocate quantities based on how many you got the previous year, and we weren't retailers last year. But they gave us a couple. And hopefully next year we'll get more of whatever the limited edition color is. So at the time we got as many as they could give us, and that was pretty much the bottom of the barrel. So
yeah,
if any retailers have them, that's all that's left.
And we try to represent Pilot really well, so I think they probably took that in consideration when
they took a chance on us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it seems silly to say that, but you know, they were gracious enough to give us those pink VPs when normally they wouldn't have given a new online only retailer the chance to get those limited edition pens. So we only had them in medium nib, and they were around for a little while. We actually had them for a little while, several months.
They came out in September, so yeah.
Yeah, so we had them for a while.
I did snag one for myself.
Yeah, Rachel.
I haven't used it yet.
Yeah.
I've been a little busy, but I figured now it's appropriate. You know, we had a girl and everything.
Yeah.
I'll call it my Ellie pen.
There you go. Your Ellie.
My Ellie.
Yeah.
And that was all the new stuff that I know of. Noodler's brush pen replacement tips. We just got a couple of those today. It's been months, so we finally got some. So if you got a brush pen and you wanted some replacement tips, snag them while we got them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're limited to 2011. I think that's worldwide. The pink VP is what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, once they're gone, they're gone. And they are all numbered. I think I got...
you got 1872.
I did, and that's the year Virginia Tech started. So
yep.
nice and special for me.
It's kind of cool to have a number that means something, but...
Can the rollerball barrel... We're talking about the Noodler's pen, the Conrad. Can the rollerball barrel be turned into a brush pen? I don't believe so.
I know the body of the pen is the same on the Conrad rollerball and brush pen. The feed is similar. I don't know if it's the exact same feed.
Well, we've never had the brush tips to try it out with.
Yeah, we haven't. We just got replacement brush tips today. So I'll be taking a picture of those. And do we have them on the site? Yeah.
They're on the site. We don't have a picture. They're actually long. What you do? Well, no. I mean, they are long.
They're fat.
They're fat. So you're supposed to cut into thirds, which I don't know how you cut something round into thirds, but I'm told that there are instructions.
Mercedes cut.
Kind of like the Mercedes logo. That's how he cuts his peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. But that's a story for another day.
Mercedes cut.
Triple decker Mercedes cut peanut butter and jelly.
It's classy.
Classy peanut butter and jelly. See, now I totally forgot. Oh, but there are supposedly instructions in with the brush pen if you kept your box. There are instructions for how to do that. As well as if you go to Nathan's YouTube channel, he has a whole video, and actually we've embedded the video on our page on the brush pen and the tip and, replacing it and stuff.
We have been asking for those brush tips since late October, and we just got them.
Well, the brushes fit in the free squishy brush pen that came with the base tape blue. I do not believe so.
That's different. That's a whole...
That's a Kuretake,
yeah.
Water brush pen, is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Which Kuretake went up, from what I heard, went up on their prices quite a bit. I think those pens are like $7 now or something. Those pens that come with, Kung De Chang and Bay State Blue and all that, they're like $7 by themselves.
Yeah.
So it's kind of ridiculous.
Pretty amazing deal.
It gives, yeah. It's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Can the brush replacement be sent out in a regular letter envelope?
Shoot us an email.
Yeah, I think so.
We don't have that option through our site.
Yeah, you'll still order through our site, and we can adjust your shipping if that's the only thing you're ordering. Yeah, I think we could do that. Just email us, ask us, and I think we could accommodate that. Especially if you just ordered ink and a bunch of stuff. And
yeah,
I totally get that.
Yeah.
That's the only other topic we had was January ink drop.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to get some feedback on Rower and Klingner. A lot of the reason why we did that the way we did with the whole assortment was...
Originally...
Well, yeah, originally...
We were going to do Roaring Cleaner and De Atramentis and have it be completely random.
Yeah.
But we didn't get De Atramentis in time or in the quantities that we actually needed.
Right. So. And we decided that would just be spreading it too thin. So we decided to make it just Roaring Cleaner and to give out an assortment of the whole brand with the exception of Salix and Scabiosa. We decided to withhold those from the ink drop because they're iron gall and we didn't want to confuse anybody who didn't know anything about those.
They are safe and they do clean out pretty easily.
Yeah,
but
I actually enjoyed them.
some people are really funky when it comes to iron gall and we just didn't want to stir the pot.
Well, yeah, I didn't want it to be where someone felt that they paid for an ink that they didn't feel comfortable using in their pen.
Exactly. Although we have done Chung and Basic Blue and ink drop before.
Well, we did, but we gave disclaimers, and that
true.
Was the reason we did those was because it was the month that we voted, or it was the People's Choice or whatever.
That's true.
And Bay State Blue was like far and above the number one choice.
Right.
So anyway, so basically 16 out of the 18 Roaring Cleaner colors are out there in the community now, and we gave the whole assortment of the brand. So I really wanted to, get awareness of this brand out there because there is no U.S. distributor. There's only I think there's two or three that I know of retailers anywhere that carry it. So, but it is a really nice ink and it performs really well. So if
colors are really nice.
The colors are nice. Yeah, and there's some very unique colors in the brand. So I wanted to get some awareness out there and thought it would be good. And so that's part of why I've been posting their reviews as well, is to get other people's feedback who've used the inks.
Well, and the one cool thing about if you did get it for ink drop is normally you get the 10% off the 5 bottles of the month. But in this case, because it was random, you actually get 10% off the entire line.
Right.
So now it is too late to sign up for January ink drop.
Well, it's too late to sign up for January's ink drop, but if you sign up now
and ask us to do January,
then it's still but if they're members now, they still get the discount.
Oh yeah, absolutely, that's true. If you sign up now, your samples will start with February, but your discounts start immediately.
Yeah, so if you do want the Roaring Cleaner, you can still get the discount on the bottles if you sign up now. You just won't get the first ink drop until February.
Unless you
really want. We're willing to accommodate that if you want to purchase ahead of time
request.
Yeah, if you want to purchase and get a special request of the previous months, if you just kind of missed the deadline.
Does Noodler's have a color similar to Alt Goldgrun? Not exactly.
Not
I
really.
think the closest would be like Burma Red Brown.
Yeah, it's not the same at all.
But not
though.
really the same.
No.
Yeah.
Alt Goldrun, honestly, there's some that I found that were
really
kind of close, but I really had a hard time finding, usually with inks like, I did Königsblau and I did, Liebschiger Schwarz, and it's like most of those colors I can find at least one or two of those colors in another brand that's near identical. Alt Goldgrun, I couldn't find anything that was exactly that shade. So it was interesting, and that's...
Was there a De Atramentis that was... well, it's in your review, I guess, all the similar swabs.
What? The... oh, yeah. Of the Alt Goldgrun?
I'll pull it up.
Yeah, go ahead and pull it up, and I can give you my feedback, since we're sitting here talking about it.
Yeah, De Atramentis had some of them similar... Well, Noodler's Army Green you pulled up, but that's a lot darker.
It's a lot more green, less yellow. De Atramentis Olive Green is kind of close, but much lighter. Sahara Gray, actually, is quite green, De Atramentis.
Yeah.
And that one was kind of close. Jeroboam Vert Olive, but really that wasn't nearly as dark. And honestly, there's just nothing quite like Alt Goldgrun.
It's like a green...
I would say it's an olive green, but it's a very dark, olive green that has some pretty awesome shading and can get a lot of variation from like a light yellow to a dark green, as you write.
It's very unique, antique, yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, it was, when we first started carrying the line, we had got in, when we carry a new brand, we usually don't know what's going to be most popular. So we'll just kind of carry the same quantity of everything to start. And then as stuff kind of sells, we'll adjust our quantity we keep on hand. Well, we kind of got a slew of all the Roaring Cleaner, and we swabbed them all up to put in the swab shop. And we're all kind of like speculating as to which one's going to be. And we swabbed up Alt Goldgrun. It was kind of like, That's
kind of like
kind of green and pea, and I don't know how that one's gonna do. But I was like, well, it is kind of unique, and I don't know. Doesn't quite look like, but as it turns out, aside from Salix and Scabiosa, which are the 2 iron galls, those are probably the most popular.
Yeah, they're definitely the most
popular. But All Gold Grown is like
the next one.
All Gold Grown's like head and shoulders above all the other. All Bordeaux is up there too. But All Gold Grown's like, number 1 non-iron gall Rower and Klinger color.
It was the first one we sold out of, yeah.
So I think there's something to say for that uniqueness. And it's those deep, intensely shading inks, I think sell, well because they're just so cool. Like, at least in my opinion, I love those heavy shading inks just because that's part of what fountain pens are all about.
Yeah,
is,
absolutely.
you don't feel like you're writing with a roller ball. If you get that shading, you're using a fountain pen.
Right.
Especially with a unique color like that. But that's just me. I don't know. I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. Some people don't like the shading. Some people like completely flat color.
It's true.
And that's okay too. It's whatever you like. That's why we have 550 colors and growing.
Yeah, I don't.
How many new De Atramentis do we have on the way?
40.
For real?
Yeah.
Gosh, so we're gonna have like almost 600 colors then.
Yeah, I've lost count.
Wow.
Well, and we got 5 new Diamond. We got 4 new Rochizuku coming. We're gonna acquire more Noodlers over time.
So we're gonna break 600 here soon.
Probably by March or April, we'll break 600.
That's a lot of colors.
It is a lot.
That's a lot of colors. I like it. I like doing swabs and doing all this cool stuff.
Well, that is all that we had planned on the agenda. It's been a month. Do you guys have any questions about anything? Either, things were out of stock or things you want us to carry, or any problems with your pens or advice or anything you want to know? Or
one thing I will say is that I'm not going to say that Rachel and I took some time off. We took some time to spend more with our family. Drew and everybody did a great job at the shop keeping things running while Ellie was born and the few weeks after. Now we're spending, much more time in the shop. But, Rachel and I were kind of contemplating our future with what we were going to pursue for 2012. And we're going to do some new products and stuff. There's no way we're going to acquire stuff as rapidly as we did in 2011, because 2011 we just saw explosive growth in terms of our product lines. We are going to continue to acquire stuff, but we're only so much. We won't be able to do it as rapidly.
I think we're going to get deeper into our current lines. Like, I could see getting into Pelican pens and Platinum pens and Sailor pens, and
definitely.
There are some more Pilot pens we don't carry. We have existing lines that we really haven't fully tapped into. There are more Kaweco pens that we don't carry, things like that. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of paper lines that we're exploring. Because right now all we carry is the Exoclair line and Crown Mill. But there's some notebooks we've gotten some samples of. We're doing some testing because obviously we only want to sell fountain pen friendly stuff. So we're testing it out. There's a couple questions I want to address. First of all, is it possible to get a different color of ink with a custom 823?
No, it's a special bottle, a special ink that comes just with that pen.
It's not like something that we would.
I don't think we can get that ink alone. I think it only comes with that pen. What's the difference between the feel? What's the difference in feel between the Edison Nouveau Premier and the Edison Nouveau Premier LE?
So the difference between like a resin and like the ebonite.
Okay, yeah, the size and everything is exactly the same. The way it writes and all that, the nib's going to be exactly the same. The difference is the material that it's made of. So you got a resin versus ebonite. Ebonite feels it's basically hard rubber. So it's polished, so it's definitely smooth, but it's got just a little more grip to it, I guess you could say. It's really hard to explain what the feel of ebonite is, but once you feel it, you kind of know.
It's like a hard rubber.
Yeah, it's a hard rubber, but still very smooth and shiny and all that. But it's just got this something to it.
Versus like
feel.
A super shiny, glossy plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a warm feeling to it.
Yeah. There's another question that I missed.
Any chance of the Pelican
M200s and 400s? Yeah, that's definitely in consideration.
Yeah, that's what we're starting to look at. There are so many colors and nib sizes, so we'll have to kind of figure our way through that. But That's what we're going to look at. I'm not going to give any timelines or anything, but that's what we're looking towards. A site wish list. I would like to be able to see all items in one category at one time. For example, all writing accessories or all inks without having to look at the categories. Okay. Yeah, that's something I could do.
Wait, how would that work? How all inks, like
all bottled inks,
all 600 inks on one page?
I think I already have that.
Do you?
Yeah, under inks, if you go all the way down, I know there's a lot of brands past, and I'll have to pull up the site because maybe I took it down. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up.
But if you go past all the brands, there's shop all by type, and then you have bottled fountain pen ink, ink cartridges, or specialty inks, which are the calligraphy inks. So if you go to ink, shop all by type, bottled fountain pen ink, all of our inks are there. Yeah,
and you can choose to do 400 per page.
I think that's the most I can do.
Still is on 2 pages. And it might take a second to load all those images, but it'll have everything right there in alphabetical order.
And I kind of have the same thing going on with fountain pens. If you go to writing instruments, and Brian, if you could click over with me so I can make sure. Shop all by type. So if you go past all the brands in the bottom of the drop down, shop all by type, and then you have fountain pens, highlighter pens, markers, and all the fountain pens are there. And you can further subcategory by cartridge converter or piston fill or the different types. But all of them are listed there, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so there you go.
Writing accessories, I don't have anything like that yet. Or paper. But paper I have shot by type, so if you want like a notebook, you want all A4 notebooks, you have that. Or if you want all graph notebooks, you have that. Yeah. So there are some ways to view everything. So I'll keep looking into other ways to optimize our website. I'm always looking for new ideas there.
Asking about White Lines, that's a brand that we've considered. I've heard kind of mixed things about it a little bit, but it's not a company that we're currently in contact with, but they're on my radar.
We could revisit that.
They're on my radar. We've got several other paper brands.
There's a lot with paper. We had to put paper on hold until when we were in our garage because we just physically did not have the room for it. Now that we're in a new space, that is something. Paper is now something we can consider again because we do have room for it. Or we will have room for it. We will make room for it.
Apica is one brand. Midori is another one that we asked about. Actually, there's one distributor that distributes both of those, and I contacted them before and never got a word back. So I'm going to have to sick Rachel on them because she's got the magic touch when it comes to acquiring new brands. Some of these it's hard because, there's different distribution chains, and sometimes you have to go direct to the manufacturer. Sometimes there's different distributors. So chasing down exactly where to get this stuff is hard sometimes. And then if they're from another country, you get language barriers sometimes. And so there's a lot of legwork that goes into carrying new brands, but
folks are saying they'd love to see us carry some Japanese paper and stationery. Apica or Black and Red.
Apica's on my radar. Black and Red, I don't know if we'll carry.
They have that at Walmart.
Yeah, Black and Red is fairly ubiquitous, and we usually don't do well with ubiquitous products, especially paper because it's so heavy and expensive to ship. So if it's something that you can get locally, you're almost never going to buy it online.
Paper blanks is another one to consider.
Paper blanks. Chack is another one that I've heard things about.
Someone is asking, where can I find the pen specs of the Herald? We're going to take our measurements just as soon as one arrives.
We haven't gotten one in yet.
So we should have some arriving in the next couple days. Brian Gray, if you're still here, make sure you ship those to us. I think you already did, but we will take our own measurements. Those will be on our website as soon as we take them.
You're funny.
We have
Kate's
have a custom Herald in our possession right now, but because there were some modifications to it, I want to make sure we take measurements of the new production version. Someone's asking how much will the VAC 700 cost. We don't know. My guess is at least $80, probably in the $80 to $100 range.
Yeah, we don't have a final price on it yet.
Drew's asking about Hero. Drew, you and Hero, we'll talk tomorrow.
Hero's on our radar. Yeah, paper blanks. Sorry, I'm a little further back in the chat than you are.
Oh, I was kind of skipping down.
Oh, okay.
People were talking about what would happen if they bought one of everything, like one of every ink bottle. That would be a packing job. It would be several boxes, of course.
One of every, yeah, that would be a job.
That'd be a very expensive order.
I may have to jump in and help pack that one.
I think we would need everybody to help pack that one.
Yeah, that would be an event. Tell you what, you buy that and we'll blog about it. We'll shoot a video.
If you buy one of every ink, we will ship it for free.
Yeah, there you go.
Although it's hard to keep one of everything in stock at all times. But
Kate's got an interesting experience with paper blanks. 3 different journals from 2004 to 2009. I wonder if they made changes in there at some point and said others liked them. I don't know. Interesting. You like the Hero 329, but the Hero 100 is really hit and miss.
Someone said paper blanks.
Hero's QC is hit or miss.
Back in the day, but the newer lines are friendly.
That's what I've heard a lot about Hero, is that their QC is really hit or miss.
So we needed someone on staff who speaks Japanese so we could hook up with the various Japan-only distributors.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's always frustrating.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
It's frustrating when other retailers have like direct sources to certain brands
in other countries
that we can't get. But we're still pretty new on the scene. The world is pretty small in terms of fountain pens. So I'm sure as we get bigger and more known, we'll get on other people's radar, and we'll be able to start to acquire some of these more harder to get items and stuff. So just give us time. We'll work on that. That's kind of stuff we're going to work on.
Have we heard anything about Waterman Florida Blue versus Waterman Serenity Blue? We heard a rumor that Florida Blue is being replaced by it. I heard that rumor too in FPN. What I think is happening is we've noticed some of our boxes of Waterman ink have a new design. So I think some of the names might be changing, or they're being marked or branded differently, but I think they're the same ink. Whenever we get new stuff come in, if we see anything that says Serenity Blue, we'll swap it up and make sure it is the same before we sell it as Florida Blue, of course. But I haven't heard anything specific. Like we just got a new price list from Waterman for 2012, and there were no changes to the inks. They didn't mark it as Serenity Blue or anything. So the bottle is still the same, I believe.
Thanks, Brian. Brian's heading out here.
I haven't opened up the new boxes. Yeah, the bottles should still be the same.
For any of you in the chat here, Brian posted some specs on the Herald.
A link to it. Yeah. Let's see.
You guys are talking about jet pens. Yeah, I mean they've got. I mean Japanese stationery is kind of their thing. They've cornered
the market, and that's fine. We have a niche, and they have their niche.
I got nothing but respect for jet pens, and they've
got a great operation.
They're doing well, and I have respect for honorable competitors that
we have shot from them
work
before
hard
ourselves.
Work hard to do things the way kind of the way that we do. So
you gotta find your niche. They definitely know who they are. They know who their market is. They know.
They are Japanese, right? So they speak the language and have they're on the West Coast, so they're much closer to Japan than we are.
They're able to travel more easily.
Yeah, we have an advantage when getting stuff from Europe. They have an advantage of getting stuff from Asia. That's true. Just because we're on the different coasts.
Yeah, it's a different focus. There are some overlaps as far as products and stuff, but we have our focus and they have theirs, and that's fine.
We have no hard feelings or anything about jet pens.
I don't have like a need to like copy everything they're doing and sell everything they're doing. There's some stuff like, what, they got that's fine. I will happily refer people to them.
Yeah, it's interesting hearing this kind of stuff you guys are getting from them versus us. I mean, anytime we come up, they almost come up too, and vice versa. I think they've been around longer than we have. They started in like 2005 or something.
Yeah, 2004, 2005.
And we were 2009, so we were much later on the scene. But
we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll be around for a while, and so will they.
We have nothing but respect for them.
Yeah, they run a good business, and they're going to be around for a while, as long as they want to be.
Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, the Preras. Kate brought up the Preras. I still haven't sent you. Oh my gosh, I still haven't sent that care package. We even wrote off
all the items. Right?
I know. Well, then we did inventory and all that. I'm sorry, Kate. It's coming.
We'll take care of you.
It's coming. Worry. Drew's gonna help me out. Drew will help me to get that straight. That's what Drew is for. He will help me to keep from having all these things slip through the cracks. So, Kate, I will make it up to you somehow. Kate sent me Preras back before the Preras were available in their current form. So I got a couple old Preras. And I was going to send her a care package to thank her for that, and I totally dropped the ball, and it's been like 8 months, and I feel horrible. But I remember it, and then I forget it. Like, that's just me. No, I know. You never remember it, but every time like I see you post anything, I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta get that for Kate. That's okay. We'll work it out.
Well, it's 10:15, so we should wrap it up soon.
Yeah.
Any other questions or any burning, anything you really need to know before we sign off, before we see you next week? Next week is Joseph's second birthday, actually.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll... No, he's not going to stay up that late. So we haven't had him on here in
like a year and 8 months, probably?
Maybe we'll start at 8 or something and have him on here for a couple minutes and then put him to bed. I
mean, even that's keeping him up kind of late.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. I mean, well, one thing that we're exploring, and maybe you guys can give us some feedback on this. I've been talking with Brian Gray, actually, about doing some Google Hangouts. Apparently, Google Plus has this thing where you can do Hangouts, where you can have up to 10 people all doing video chat at the same time. So Brian and I were thinking that we could hang out together, and then whoever else was in our little circles or whatever and wanted to jump in and hang out with us, we could all talk, and we would record it and post it very much like we do in a Right Time format. The only thing is, I don't think, because it's still in a beta stage, that I don't think you can do a live broadcast of a Google Hangout. So, maybe there's a way to make that happen. I don't know, but that would be the ultimate goal, would be to have a hangout with multiple people in there, because I'm envisioning like having us and Brian Gray and maybe some other, fairly well-known people in the pen world all talking at once.
You can only have 10 people, so you'd have to kind of rotate. If there are more people, you have to kind of rotate in and out. But
yeah, but it would be cool, because it would you could jump in and ask your questions and kind of hang out, and then, we could post the whole thing afterwards.
Actually see his face? I don't know about that.
Oh, I doubt that.
Maybe he would do it with not have the video on, but just the audio.
So yeah, that's something that we're going to be playing with more, is the whole Hangout thing. So someone told you Google Plus was out of beta. I signed up last night and it still said it was in beta. So if it was out of beta, then it happened today. So I don't know. But even still, I think the Hangout thing is still in beta. But anyway, so that's something that we'll be playing around with more. If you have some experience doing the Hangouts and stuff, shoot me an email. I'd love to learn more. I haven't really had a lot of time to play around with it yet. I just signed up last night, so we'll develop a whole Google Plus page and all that. Just like we have a Facebook page, we'll develop a Google Plus page for the business and look to do some Hangouts and stuff in the future. I do like the Right Time format and the live and the chat thing and stuff, and that's really cool. But I think the Hangout could be a whole different type of experience. And that would be something that we would probably look to do more during the day, because I could do that at work, and it wouldn't be like this broadcast type of thing. It would be more, it'd be more like hanging out at work. So, that would be kind of cool. But you said apparently a Hangout can be live stream. Yeah.
We got to do more research.
Brian Gray said that
we'll post a
some
link
people
to
do it.
Our Google Plus page once we've developed it.
Brian Gray said that the people that have been doing the Hangouts, and have a good following or do a lot of them or whatever, can do live streaming. I don't know if it's something you can do right off the bat, but it may be something we need to kind of earn, if you will. Kind of like how when we first started posting YouTube videos, we had a limit of 10 minutes. Then it got lifted to 15, and now it's unlimited for us because we have so many videos. But either way, we'll still keep our eyes out. We're always looking for new things. We have a lot of new projects on the horizon. We've got big plans for 2012, and we're really excited. We're going to keep on crushing it and developing tools for our website and coming out with new cool stuff, along with carrying products and all that. So look for some cool stuff.
Keep giving us your feedback on what you want to see us carry, because that's how we've built this whole business. Is you tell us what you want and we try to get it, if enough people want it, or special order, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
I mean, I just ordered, just today we got in a 32-ounce bottle of Heart of Darkness for someone. So, we've mentioned it before. If you ever want large Noodler's ink, we can do it for you. Or at least get you a quote.
Nathan has said we could buy a gallon of Noodler's ink if we wanted to.
Well, as long as he has, he has ingredients to make it, of course.
Yeah. That would be pretty wild. That's a lot of ink. 32 ounces is a lot of ink.
It's it looks like a miniature 2-liter bottle,
Yeah. That would take a really long time to use, but,
Hey,
it's
if
pretty
you
cool.
got your one ink that you use regularly, and you write a lot, then
yeah,
it makes sense.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So there you go.
Yeah, it does need to get in stock soon. He's working really hard on restocking ink. Kind of in between all these pen batches. So he's working on it. I expect to restock, in the next couple weeks. Do we have any old prayers for sale? No, we never even had them. Because
Kate just sent me a couple for myself to test.
The U.S. pilot distributor didn't carry them. Last fall is when they started carrying the new ones. That's when we started carrying them. We can only get what the U.S. distributor gets. We don't have direct connections to Japan. So yeah,
I don't even know if they make those old ones anymore.
I don't think so.
They have the new ones are the clear ones. So
I think anyone who has them is old stock.
Yeah.
Jet Pens, I think, might have some.
Do they?
I'm not sure. I haven't checked in a while.
I know they were carrying they were the ones that had them before. Yeah. So. Okay, cool. Well, we're going to go.
Go ahead and wrap it up.
Yep. So if you have any questions, you can email brian@gouletpens.com or rachel@gouletpens.com. Thanks for joining us and for not forgetting that we are still here. We're going to be doing, are we going to keep doing regularly the broadcasts?
I think so.
As long as we have something to talk
about. If we don't have anything to talk about, then we'll cancel it. But I would, as long as we have something going on, we'll continue doing it.
Or maybe if we start picking up and doing the hangout thing, and if that starts to work well, maybe we'll alternate like hangout and write time.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll play it by ear, but we've got our hands full, literally. But we still do enjoy this. We enjoy this format very much. We love getting to talk to all you guys and appreciate you giving up your time to be with us here tonight.
Thanks, guys, for all the baby love.
Yeah, and it's cool. We like showing off our baby. Who doesn't?
I know. I've really missed having Joseph here because he is talking.
Oh my gosh, having him on the broadcast, you probably wouldn't want that because he would be such a distraction.
In the last month, something just clicked, and his vocabulary is just.
He literally spins in circles and yells for 10 minutes at a time.
Talks in sentences, and he's a great kid. So we'll have him on here at some point. Maybe we'll do a special daytime broadcast. Yes, cars. He's obsessed with cars.
Yeah.
And Teddy Grahams.
Oh my gosh, Teddy Grahams, yeah. He literally threw, yesterday, he threw a crying, screaming fit because he wanted Teddy Grahams.
Yeah.
He was, tears streaming down his face. He's like, Teddy Grahams! Yeah, it's pretty adorable.
Oh, he's 2. Yeah. That's what happens. So anyway, maybe we'll do, a special daytime broadcast, which, we record these, so you guys would still be able to get the benefit if you're, at work or whatever, but, yeah, we'll have to have a little family session sometime. We should do a session at work and have all our employees stop in and say hi.
Yeah, we could definitely do that.
We meet the team.
We could plan it out.
Because you guys, you get your orders packed by our team. You talk to Alex on the phone, or she writes a lot of the notes. We all rotate with notes, but she does a lot of them. Mm-hmm. Or any of the guys who pack the order or anything. That'd be really cool if you could. We have all the pictures and bios on our website, but just to have everyone in the video, that'd be pretty cool. So, anyway, yeah, we'll do a special daytime broadcast sometime.
Yeah, I don't know when. We'll think about it, but yeah, we'll announce it ahead of time before we do it. But it's a cool idea.
You guys talking about Dunkaroos?
Yeah.
All right.
And we're going to
let's end the recorded portion at least, and then you can go on about Dunkaroos.
Okay, that's true. All right. Well, thanks everybody. We had a great time. If you have any questions, shoot us an email. Otherwise, we will see you next week.